Hi, I'm Matthew R. Kearns, President and Artistic Director of St. Lou Fringe. And we are here today in our Unjuried podcast talking about STL Fringe Fest 26 that's coming up very soon, August 3rd through 9th, right here in the Grand Center Arts District. And I am with Harley Love of A Court of Tits and Rear, this year's headline late night burlesque show. And we are so thrilled to have it. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Very good.
Good. We're so glad you're here today.
Super excited.
I will tell you the history of fringe and burlesque have gone hand in hand. And I say it all the time. There are many people who say, we're not going to do this because of that. And I'm like, great, then we're not for you. But we're always going to celebrate our burlesque community. And we're proud of this art form. And it's been a long part of St. Louis's history. So we're glad that very long, right?
As a history nerd, yes, it has.
Yeah, you know. And so we're so thrilled that you are continuing that tradition here because it's so important. So let's talk a little bit about the show first. I'm going to say that I know that it's based on a book. Tell everybody the book title.
So it is based on the
Inspired
book, but
by.
inspired by. It's
Yeah,
not going to be
thank
like
you.
a word for word adaptation. It's more of a romantic-y, fun play take on the series Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. There's several books in the series, and it gets complicated depending on if you read all of them or not.
Yeah.
But we wanted to play with some of the fantasy and romantasy tropes. So we have our main character who she's not like other girls, and she's got to kind of find her own way. And then you've got the enemies to lovers trope, and of course you got to throw some like smutty things in there because it's fun. Of course, and it's burlesque, so we're gonna have that. But yeah, it's been really, really fun to kind of work on and bring it together.
Harley, as an artist, how long have you been practicing burlesque, and how did you get to that journey, and how has it evolved?
Burlesque specifically for about 10 years. I know.
Were you a theater kid before that?
I was.
Yeah, awesome.
I was always behind the scenes though for theater. I grew up dancing, but had major stage fright as far as like speaking for a long time. Like I didn't like to be perceived that way. So I did like more sound and lighting and like behind the scenes running things. And it wasn't until like adulthood and finding burlesque that I like kind of found that voice and now like help host and do shows and all kinds of things. And I know Orly, who's our main producer for this event, she's been performing, I think, 14, maybe going on 15 years, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Why this? So last year, your organization, your company, organization, troupe, what should we call it? Collective, I guess.
Collective. Okay. Mostly it's been Orly's passion project of like wanting to create these more elaborate theatrical shows, incorporating burlesque and also just fun new themes.
Last year was Shakespeare.
Yes, we did in Fair Verona.
Right. This year, this book inspires it. So why this piece of work now?
It started mostly as a troupe idea, a modest proposal, which she runs and Penny and I are both members of. It was a concept, like we had a show coming up that we did recently, and we were going to have this giant prop on the stage, which is this like acro bed, which is a bed that is used for acro and pole things. It's like really fun. Hard to describe, but we'll go over it. So we were trying to come up with a concept of what could we do with a bed? Like what act could we build as a whole group, includes all of us? And the thing we kept circling back to was this like fantasy trope. So we created an act with a storybook line where Penny is our reader. She comes in, she opens her book to settle in for the night and start reading. And then all the fantasy characters start appearing from side stage. And then we all start interacting with each other. And then it gets really dirty, really fast. And then she joins us in that play. And it becomes this big voyeur crazy fun. It's a really good time. And then when I think Fringe reached out to Orly, was asking like, hey, like I have any ideas for shows? We'd already been working on this act, and we're like, okay, how could we turn this into a whole show? What tropes could we follow? What ideas? What not? And with the romantasy stuff being super popular online, we're like, okay, where can we go with that? And then this just kind of
Was there ever a book club where you all read the book and like talked about it?
She and I have. I don't know if everyone else has it this year, or like that's in the cast, but she and I have read it all.
That's amazing. What's something that you want the audience to take away from the show?
I don't know if like this show specifically, but just burlesque in general.
Yeah.
I want people to walk away feeling as empowered as I feel when I step on that stage, and seeing that like different ages, body types, everything, you see themselves in the stage and can like Not that they need our permission, but sometimes we need permission from others in a way that kind of helps us find that permission for ourselves so that we can step in and do these empowering things. So like when I first saw burlesque many years ago and I saw that there was these beautiful things people were doing
Yeah.
and the storytelling and like the cheekiness, but also like I don't know, there's a lot to it. But I want them to step away from that and be like, "Oh, wow, this art form exists. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and now I feel amazing having witnessed it."
Awesome.
And maybe they start
Yeah.
performing, I don't know.
And maybe they start experiencing it. They
Yeah.
go take a class somewhere
Yes,
because
yes,
they are
yes.
available.
Yeah, we do a lot of workshops.
Yep.
Usually around like big shows, we'll try to organize like a set day where we can have like a few workshops in one day. But there's also like pop-up ones. We'll do them at like Minx Academy, the Crack Fox. I think we've hosted them at Golden Record a couple times too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you heard me say that this is our 15th
Hmm.
anniversary, and we have created, presented, and or produced. We'll cross 700 shows this year
That's
in our
insane.
history.
I
I
love
know, isn't
it.
it
That's
wild?
amazing.
I know. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, wow, that's so wild. How did we do that? But we just every year, I think it can't get better, and it just every year blows me in my mind. It's like, wow, it's the best one this year, and then the
That's
next
how I
year
feel
comes
about like
along.
our big festivals and stuff. When we do
Yeah.
show me and other things, I'm like, okay, it can't get better than this. Okay, it did, and now it's gonna get even better next year.
Yeah, and it's such a gift. And I always know because the Fringe is a garden where we
Mhm.
start as a seed, right? And so you have this idea, and there are people who come here with just this like kind of raw idea
Mhm.
of a reading. And then there are other folks who come with a fully polished production and everything in between. There's that artist who's always stuck,
Mhm.
right? Who's like, God, I really want to do that. Oh my gosh, how do you get there? I have this idea. I don't know how to do it. What's your advice for them to get out of that box and be able to really get from page to stage?
Honestly, just keep creating, keep going, and whenever you feel stuck, I find it is like in my art form with burlesque, I find it always best to go to my peers to be
Mm,
like, "Hi, I have this idea. I'm just not quite sure how to execute it," or like, "Hey, I'm stuck on this part," whether it's choreography or music, or if it is a more scripted scene. Just getting that feedback from
yeah.
like-minded people and like know that
It's a
what they're
big
working on just
yeah.
sometimes that gives me that push, and sometimes I'll hear what they say and be like, no, that's not the direction this is going." But then that gives me the idea of where it is
Yeah.
going.
It's a
So,
big theme that artists have been saying as we've been doing these, of collaboration.
mhm,
I think collaboration is key. We don't work in a vacuum. We don't present in a vacuum. So collaborating is always
yeah.
so important for me.
And as an artist and an entertainer, you're always learning. You're
Yep.
always bettering. You're always trying to take in new information and seeing what that evolves into.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you seen the lineup? And is there anything in the lineup when you're not performing? You're like, I got to check that out.
I saw something with puppets, the
Yes,
carry on
the
puppet
Carry On
challenge.
Puppet Challenge.
Anything with puppets, I'm on board.
Oh, cool. Tiny M.
Um,
Quarterman, my
yes.
puppet, may or may not be making an appearance at the Carry On
I
Puppet
have to, well, now I
Challenge.
have to go see it. What was the other one? Shedding Skin, I think I saw. It
Yes,
was like a dance movement, kind of
absolutely.
healing. And again, like along those lines of that empowerment. For me, I know, and for many others, I know burlesque was a way of reclaiming our bodies and like in a world that like tells us to be smaller, taking up space and be like,
Yes.
no, I'm not going to be smaller. I am here and you're going to witness me and you're welcome.
Amen. That's great. Anything else to tell us about A Court of Tits and Rears?
It is going to be a wild time. And if you are a fan of any kind of fantasy tropes, going to Ren fairs or just reading in general, or just, like a good variety show, we've got a few different types of artists. We've got drag elements, we've got burlesque elements, we have like some more pole, like acro element, little audience participation moments that we can look forward to as well. So I'm just really excited for the show.
We're very excited to have you. Thank you for joining
Thank
me
you so
today.
much.
The show is our late night headline act, A Court of Tits and Rear, presented at the Dotzak Theater. And we're so excited. It'll be August 3rd through 9th at the STL Fringe Fest 26th, our 15th anniversary festival. Please come and join us. You can find the entire lineup at stlfringe.org, where you can get tickets and festival passes. To see everything is $115. 15 years, $115 gets you it all. stlfringe.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.